The Stormforce Games merch store is now open. Come browse the latest and greatest merchandise that Streamlabs has to offer, from t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, hats, and more, all with your favorite Stormforce Games logos and branding. All Stormforce Games merch is priced to sell, with most items priced so low, you can't beat it. Come check out the Stormforce Games merch store on Streamlabs. You're watching Stormforce Games, streaming 5 days a week, exclusively on Twitch. Next on Stormforce Games, it's Stardew Valley. Stormforce Games starts right now. Good afternoon. It's 4:47 p.m. on the 25th of September, 2022. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm TV Guy Jay, and this is Stormforce Games. We are playing Stardew Valley today. That's right. I'm excited. Now, this is the Nintendo Switch version of Stardew Valley, so it's a little weird. I do have it on the PC, but the thing is I got it for PC after I had already started on the Switch, so I'm way too into the Switch right now to just start over, but I do plan on starting an alternate file soon, and that will probably be on the PC. Before we get into all of this nonsense with Stardew Valley, and I plan on probably playing for a little while anyway, I wanted to talk quickly about some news for the US. Actually, one thing I wanted to talk about briefly before we even get into that, which is great. This is breaking news just a couple of days ago. The country of Japan, the Japanese government has announced that on October, I believe it was October 11th or 12th, they are going to reopen Japan for full tourism and without the need to go through a travel agency. So it'll basically be business as usual for Japan starting in just a couple of weeks. I'm super excited because this means that I will be able to finally travel there, hopefully early next year. I had initially planned on visiting sometime this year, but based on everything that's been going on and the fact they waited until October, to be able to reopen, to be able to visit. It's not in the cards for me to go at the end of this year. So hopefully before summer of next year, that's my goal because I've heard summers are very hot there. Before summer of next year, I would like to visit Japan, and I'm probably going to make that happen. I'm super excited. The last vacation I went on was, I think, 2 years ago? Maybe 2 years ago? I can't remember. A year ago or 2 years ago. Either way, it's been a minute, and I need a vacation. So we're going to go. We're going to go, and I'm going to have a lot of fun, and I'm going to be live streaming if I can, and also, doing all sorts of content from over there. I can't wait. It's going to be super exciting. That being said, some more news local to the U.S. We have to talk about the potential for a tropical storm, or what will be a hurricane, coming to the United States. Now, I don't live in the area that this storm is currently forecast to visit. However, I do visit the place that it is bearing down on. So I'm hoping that everything stays okay for them. But things aren't looking the best right now. It's Tropical Storm Ian right now, and Ian is forecast to become a hurricane in not the too distant future. This is the current look at the forecast track from the National Hurricane Center, and this is as of 2 p.m. Eastern today, so just about 3 hours old now, and you can see that it is forecast to become a hurricane sometime Monday morning, and then continuing to strengthen up to at least Category 3, which is the classification for a major hurricane, sometime around Tuesday morning, as it approaches the western end of Cuba. After it crosses over the western end of Cuba, it's forecast to continue north and then slightly northeasterly as a major hurricane until it gets further into the Gulf of Mexico and approaches the Florida coastline. Now, this is an early forecast. Obviously, anything in the white is a little bit higher confidence than the stuff that's in kind of the speckled color out toward the end. So that track could change over the next even 24 hours. But basically, anywhere inside of that shaded area should be on alert for rapidly changing forecasts and rapidly changing weather conditions. I'm hoping, personally, because I visit Central Florida quite a bit, that this is not going to be a major problem for Florida, but I suspect, based on the fact that it has been fairly quiet this season, that this storm could cause some problems for them down there. That being said, enough of the news. We are going to move on to playing Stardew Valley. There it is. And here we go. As soon as I can find all my buttons. So I am about 81 hours, almost 82 hours into this file. Day 3 of winter, year 3. And I've been working on my money, as you can tell. 863,000. So I'm excited. I got there basically from cheese, mayonnaise, and pale ale. That's basically what got me there. So I'm excited. I'm gonna do one quick thing before we get started. Actually, a couple of quick things before we get started. Give me one moment, if you would. What was I doing? Can't remember. Anyway, a couple of things we're gonna do. I have with me Asahi, and I'm going to enjoy an Asahi while we play. So I have to open this up first. And I don't have the best bottle opener in the world, but it works. It just takes a couple of tries, that's all. Kampai. Whew. Oh my goodness. I am definitely... Oh man. I am definitely not a beer person. Like, I want to like beer. I really, really do. Because beer is so popular in Japan. There are basically 3 major beer manufacturers, beer producers in Japan. Asahi, Sapporo, and Kirin. And I don't know what it is about the taste of beer. It just doesn't taste very good to me. But I'm going to push through it. You know, I'm going to push through it because I want to like beer. Diabolical Diabetic says, oh, sake tonight. Yeah. So my plan was to do a YouTube video, produce a YouTube video for my channel, trying Ozeki 1 Cup sake. Now, if you are a fan of Abroad in Japan, you will know that he has featured this sake on his YouTube channel quite a few times. And I, at first, didn't think that it was available in the United States, but as it turns out, there is a place local to us that carries not only Japanese beer, but Ozeki 1 Cup. Now, this sake apparently is like $1 when you go to Japan. It's like 100 yen or something, which is even less than $1 now. But it's like the cheap stuff, okay? So I wanted to try it, but I wanted to record it and do a reaction video on it because I've heard that it's not great. But we're going to find out. I don't know. I've never tried it before. I'm excited to try it. It comes in like a jar. It comes it's like little jar. It looks like a tiny pickle jar with this peel off like Chef Boyardee top on it. And I don't know. We're gonna have to try it. So stay tuned to the YouTube channel. And I'm gonna post that video hopefully later tonight if we can record it. If not soon, because it's sitting in the fridge waiting to be consumed, and I've been waiting to do the video on it. So we'll see what happens. But yes, I'm excited about that. That's going to be a lot of fun. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enjoy the rest of my cigar that I started last night. So I'm going to light this up. Takes a minute. Diabolical Diabetic says steak for dinner. Yeah, I think so. I think I will have steak for dinner. I have the window in the studio open, and I can hear in the tree right outside my window that there is a very upset squirrel. You probably can't hear it because of the noise reduction on my microphone, but he is very upset. He's probably yelling at his spouse about the fact that, like, the kitchen wasn't cleaned or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's definitely a domestic argument between 2 squirrels out there. Leah says, one of these days I'll have to do your portrait. You know, she says that a lot, and she hasn't done my portrait yet. I'm starting to wonder if she actually wants to do it or not. Hey, where are you going? Woman, I want a hug. Whoops. Apparently, we're musical chairs there. There we go. There's our hug and kiss. Now, around here somewhere, I have my child floating around. I don't know where he is, but let's check the television first. Weather report. Beautiful sunny day tomorrow. That's good. Our fortune for today is neutral. And we have the Queen of the Sauce rerun. These aren't all reruns because I skipped a bunch of them when I started this game, so. Fiddlehead risotto. And that's a new recipe for us, so awesome. Awesome, very excited. Where is our child? Oh, he's down here. So you notice since the last time we played, I've expanded the house quite a bit. We added 2 rooms. Actually, I don't think I had the nursery on there either. So we added several rooms to the house, including a basement, a cellar, which I have full of casks at the moment. We are aging some pale ale, I believe. I've added some refrigerators to the kitchen and some lighting sconces, so we now have light in the evening. And then out on the farm itself, as you can see, it's winter. I've moved some stuff around now. I have 2 fish ponds, both with sturgeon in them. We have several mayonnaise machines, cheese machines, seed makers, honey beehives, and I'm doing quartz in my little gemifier things up here. I added some more silos to the farm. They're over in this corner to try to get us through the winter. And we moved the greenhouse and the shed, which has several preserves jars and kegs in them. She may or may not have ordered prime rib. I'm assuming you went with Roadhouse, because that's the only place that has prime rib around here. We've also upgraded our watering can to the iridium watering can, and we got ourselves... Oh, I never visited the blacksmith. I should probably do that. The blacksmith has a trash can for us. Oh, I moved my mill over here, too. Yeah, I'm a little upset. Our local Longhorn, and I don't know if this is a national thing or not, but our local Longhorn decided they were going to just stop offering prime rib. And I don't know, it'd be interested to find out from anyone else elsewhere in the country if their local Longhorn stopped offering prime rib as well. I don't know if that's a chain decision or if that's something just locally that they decided. We just found a bone flute, which I need to donate to the museum. It's an artifact. So we're gonna head over to the blacksmith here. Our waiter one time said it was all Longhorns. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. How would they know though? That's the thing. All right, into the blacksmith we go. Wait a minute. Didn't I? I'm really confused here. Oh, the trash can is this guy. That guy. I was like, I thought it was an object. I'm stupid. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. I definitely want to upgrade my hoe. Let's see here. Oh. Yeah, I definitely want to upgrade that. I also want to upgrade the trash can again. I don't use it that much, but yeah, maybe I'll wait on that. So we'll do the hoe. I need 5 copper bars for that. So in the meantime, we're going to go down to the museum and donate our bone flute. Oh, where do we want to put this? We'll put this over here. Oh, there's a reward. How about that? What is our reward? A flute block. Plays a flute sound when you walk past. That sounds miserable, I guess. I don't know. So, okay. Full disclosure, Abigail and I are dating. However, I am currently married to Leah. And yes, I know that that sounds strange, but hey, you know what? It's 2022, baby. We gotta get with the times, you know? Free love. So, I don't know that I'm gonna keep that flute block. I have a drum block, too, that I think I got rid of. I just don't see a use for them right now. I'm almost certain I got rid of the drum block. Okay, that's done there. I need copper bars, right? I need 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. We're gonna head back to the blacksmith. No, don't get with the times. Oh, I should probably... I have this massive backlog of eggs and milk because I hadn't been checking my barn, my coop regularly. All right, in here we go. Now we're going to give up our hoe for now. Couple of days go by and I should get it back because I don't have any really any gardening to do. My greenhouse is all set up the way I want it. Why you do that? Why I do what? So in the meantime, oh, we're gonna sell some stuff that we don't need. Get rid of that. We get rid of that. That and that. Oops. Not check your barns. Well, I have the auto collector in there, so it doesn't really matter if I check my barns or not. One thing I did say I was going to do was I was going to be better at petting my animals every day. In the winter makes that easy because they're inside. Even though it is a giant pain in the ass to do it. Pet, 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 pet. All right, all of those are pet. Oh, I don't have my hoe. Darn it, I was going to get those worms. Shoot. All right, we have some fruit up here we can get. We'll take that. I don't know why he swung the sword randomly there. I didn't push the button to swing my sword. I have found that occasionally it will swing my sword randomly, and I really don't know why it does it. There's some coffee beans. We'll water this pot. I want to make more pots to fill in the empty space in the greenhouse and grow some random crops. So maybe that's something I'll work on as well. Hops are great because once they grow to harvest, they can be harvested daily, which is a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you see it. It does make for more work, that's for sure. But you can use these hops to make pale ale with a keg, which sells for quite a bit of money. And if you age that pale ale to iridium quality, it sells for double the price. Unfortunately, aging it takes, I think, 2 seasons. I want to say it takes like a full 2 seasons. It takes a very, very long time. So I'm not sure. But just selling the straight up pale ale, they sell for quite a bit of money. We'll shake our fruit trees here since they got 2 fruit apiece. And then I need to remember to water all my hops as well. I don't put sprinklers down just in here because I have to... I'm going to end up having to always dig them up to harvest the hops. It just doesn't make sense to me. And now that I have an iridium watering can, I can water all of these pretty rapidly. Very nicely done. All right. In order to make a pot, I need clay, stone, and refined quartz, all of which I have lots of. So why don't we make a few of these? I need to get some eggs out too. Take these eggs. Apparently I missed a cheese thing on my last time by. So we'll sell the cheese. We'll sell the mayo. And we're going to go put all of our fruit away. Okay. And I'm going to go put away my precious stones. But I'm also going to pull out, what did it say I needed? Find quartz. So pull that out. And then we're also going to go over here. And I can make 42 of these if I want. I'll probably just make like maybe 19 of them. Because I already have one in there, so that will make an even 20. And then we'll put our quartz back. So now we can go in and we can grow off-season fruits and vegetables in our greenhouse. So this is pretty awesome. Because I definitely want to make some beets for sugar. So let's see, we'll put that there, 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 there. So that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And oh boy, how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Maybe I'll hold off on this other 5 because yeah, maybe I'll hold off on this other 5 for now. I might have to cut these trees down and redo them. Oh, I suppose I could go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. That's great. Now I can water all of these in groups of 5. Just like so. Excellent. Excellent. All right. I'm happy about that. Oh, our cheese is done. And so is the mayonnaise. It's 10:40. I got time to go do one more round of these. Ah! God damn it. Perfect. All right, we'll sell off the mayonnaise and the goat cheese. Perfect. Abby Susie, hello. Oh, you know what? I did forget to change that because I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I started the stream by just chatting. Now I probably should actually update this to be the proper thing. Probably update my tags as well. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that very much. It also says trucking. It shouldn't say trucking. You might need to refresh your stream because it definitely doesn't say trucking. As far as I can tell anyway. But I'm going to take a look here. I'm going to double check on this. I'm going to pause the game while we do it. I see nothing on my stream manager right now because it's taking forever. I see it listed as Stardew Valley, Tropical Storm Ian, and Stardew Valley! Exclamation point. Merch! Exclamation point Discord. Oh, English and news. Yeah. So you're talking about the tags then. Yep. I just updated that. So you might need to refresh to see the updated tags. I don't know if I'm going to use the tags feature that much going forward. It just seems... I don't know. I heard Iron Mouse was having trouble with her tags the other day, and it caused her to become unlisted on the search. On the site-wide search, which I thought was kind of severe, but I guess there's a bug in it or something. I don't know. Yeah, trucking was under the tags thing. Now it just should say English and news. I suppose I could add Japanese in there because I do speak a little bit of Japanese. Just a little bit. All right, I updated that. So now it should have tweet about it and you get noticed more. Yeah, I do enough tweeting. I do enough Karen tweeting for everybody. Abby, how you doing today, by the way? Hopefully you are well. Another streamer that I watch occasionally, Kitsu, just finished like a 36-hour stream or something like that. It was her 2-year streamiversary, and she decided to do like a kind of like a subathon, but it wasn't really a subathon, but it kind of was. And she ended up going, I think, all the way to like 36 hours or something like that. It was pretty intense. Abby's winding down after an 11-hour workday. Wow, that is a long day. Diabolical Diabetic knows all about long work days. She works 12s usually. Tweet about it, you get noticed more. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Yeah, occasionally. Occasionally. I wouldn't put it past Twitch to like shadow ban me for calling them out on, on Twitter. They ban people for the smallest transgressions, so... We have good luck today. We have good luck today. Let's talk to our beloved Leah. Leah gave us a daffodil. That's very kind of her. And then my son should be down here. That's Doug. Don't ask me why I named him Doug. I have no idea. It just seemed to, it just popped into my head at the particular time that I needed to name him. Oh, Doug, don't park yourself there. I need to get in there, man. Doug, you're killing me. You're killing me. Damn you, Doug. Consistent 14-hour shifts. Yeah, that was a shitty time. Oh, we've got mail. That's one thing that I don't have on this stream is that you've got mail sound. I probably should do that. Robin just gave us 50 wood. Thanks, Robin, for your wood. Eggs? Eggs? Yeah, eggs. I need to go get more eggs. Oh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 eggs. Very nice, very nice. All right. You can't see it on the edge of my... actually, you can on the upper edge of the screen. There's some arrows up there. I have a feature that allows me to see where forageable items are, and if it's a green arrow, it will show me where a panning location is. So it pointed me down here. Oh, and it disappeared because I waited too long. I always have trouble with the little pan to try to get it to work. Sometimes it just doesn't work. I don't know if it's scuffed or what's going on with it, but anyway, now that that's all done, let's go. Let's see if Doug has moved. Has Doug moved? Doug has moved. Now he's sitting in front of the other one. We'll put these guys away in there. Actually, I should probably grab some stuff out to plant. Yeah? What do you think? Mixed seeds. Oof, boy, that's dangerous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15. Just plant some mixed seeds, whatever. It's the worst that could happen, right? Oh, Doug's moving. Perfect. Thank you, Doug. Put the wood in there. That's about it. All right. Have some more of our Asahi. Super dry. All right. We'll head into our greenhouse and plant these mixed seeds and just see what kind of crap I end up getting. While I'm in here, I can harvest my hops again. Let's see. Plant, 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 plant. Those all look kind of the same. Also, I grabbed 15 and I really needed 14. Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, 20. I'm a dummy. Okay, that's cool. We'll harvest our hops while we're here. I can't count, apparently. And that's fine. Everyone's different. Abby, if you're still here watching, when can we expect another stream from you? And at that time, are you going to be playing Stardew? Or, not to put you on the spot, of course, but... I think the next game I want to pick up, and not to play regularly, but do as a one-off thing, is I've heard Mortuary Assistant is really good, and I've watched some streamers play it. And I think I want to foray into that, like, horror game genre a little bit. Because we've played Inside the Backrooms a couple of times on stream. And I also have Forewarned that I keep teasing, but I haven't played yet. I wanted to set it up to work in VR, but I don't know that that's going to happen. You've not picked up Stardew since you got 100% perfection? I mean, at that point, what's the point, right? Congratulations, by the way. That's a big achievement. Disney Dreamlight Valley. No, I'll pass on that. I'll pass on that. Hard pass. Hard pass. Sorry. Disney games. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just.
No. 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 No.
It's like Stardew and Animal Crossing had a Disney baby.
No deal.
You're not allowed to go to Disney anymore. If you don't, I have spoken. Really?
So don't give me that crap.
Honestly, Disney's not really in the cards for me right now. They still have a lot of shit to fix with their business model before I want to patronize them again. Abby says I'd probably enjoy it. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I fell down that rabbit hole with what was it? Was it Kingdoms on iOS, on mobile? Yeah, Kingdoms, Disney Kingdoms. And that just turned out to be like a micro transaction rabbit hole, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's a lot of glitches right now since it's new. They still have the updates to keep adding characters. See, that's what they did with Disney Kingdoms. They started off very small and they kept adding content down the road, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I really don't know how I feel. What the hell was I going to do? I was going to get 4 more... look out, Doug. It's gonna get 4 more mixed seeds. I can tell my capture card is starting to lose audio sync because... Oh! The phone is ringing. It's the mayor! Hey, Jay. Just wanted to check up on you and see if Storm Farm is doing well. And Mayor, you know damn well how Storm Farm is doing, alright? I know your secret. That's funny. Alright, thanks, Mayor. Thanks, Mayor. Oh, I forgot about the random ads, too. I gotta check up on that. Hold on. We must have already run an ad break, and I wasn't aware. Because we've been on for 46 minutes now. We do have another ad coming in about 15 minutes, so prepare yourselves. I apologize in advance. It's just the way it works on Twitch now. I gotta fix the, I need to fix the capture card here. Hold on. We're gonna just quickly deactivate it and reactivate it. Now the sound should be much better. Much better. I need more milk products. All right. We'll go plant our seeds. You know, I mean, I think I have a right to hate Disney. Because, you know, they've really alienated like their entire customer base, their entire base of consumers by all the crap that they've been doing with their theme parks. You know, it used to be affordable, relatively affordable, to visit a Disney theme park. And now it's not. There also used to be a ton more stuff to do. And now there's not. You know, they don't offer dining plans anymore. And there's always rumors, oh, the dining plans are coming back, dining plans are coming back. But so far, no official announcement has been made regarding the return of the Disney Dining Plan program. There are so many projects that have been announced that have either been canceled or infinitely delayed, and some of these projects are projects that nobody wants anyway. I don't understand what they're doing as a company. I don't understand. And I feel like if they just listened to their customers, their consumers, things would be all right, you know? I think I already watered that. All right. You know, the new Tron light cycle at Magic Kingdom Park has been under construction now for, what, 5 years? But here's the thing, though. We can't keep using COVID for excuses for everything. I think that's what Disney has been capitalizing on over the past couple of years, is every time somebody complains about something, they just say, well, COVID. And it's like, we don't get this just get out of jail free card by saying COVID all the time. Like, that's eventually they have to own up and say, well, yeah, we fucked up. Sorry. You know, I get that COVID was a major problem for a lot of people. But at the same time, you know, they chose to close their theme parks. Nobody forced them to close their theme parks. people would have still gone to the theme parks, COVID or not. And demand for Disney parks is higher now than it's probably ever been. The CEO of Disney, Bob Chapek, was quoted the other day as saying that as long as demand remains high, they're going to keep raising prices because the demand is there. From a business standpoint, yeah, okay, you do that because it's supply and demand. But if you're going to keep your parks affordable for everybody, you're not going to keep raising prices just because demand is there. And I think it's really obnoxious for them to keep doing that, because back when I first traveled to Disney and spent a week there, it cost me something to the tune of like $1,500 to take 2 people to Disney World for a week. And now, to take 2 people to Disney World for a week, it's like $6,000. And that's without a dining plan. It's unbelievable. I don't see the appeal, you know? I mean, I've done it before. It's great. I love Disney World. I love going to Disney World. It's probably one of my favorite places on earth. But I can't justify paying 2 or 3 times the cost for less. You know? It just doesn't make sense to me. There are plenty of other places that I could go and enjoy, and not, you know, pay the price of a used car. So, I know there are people out there that will disagree with me, and that's fine. But that's the way I see it, you know? I tend to try to be a little bit smart with my money. Bad luck today. And I just can't justify that. The smell of fresh dirt. Okay, Leah, calm down. She wouldn't be happy if she knew that I was dating Abigail. And that's the thing. Disney Springs is a great alternative for people that can't afford to go to the parks. I mean, obviously there aren't like rides and stuff there. The other thing that seems to still be a decent value is the water parks. And the water parks are world class. I mean, they're just absolutely awesome. I would definitely recommend the water parks. If you can't spring for the money to go to like the Magic Kingdom or Epcot, go to the water parks. Because they're fantastic. And I think a ticket for the water park is only like $50 or $60 for the day, which seems like a lot, but these are really incredible water parks. All right. Yeah, that'll definitely be on the plan next time I go to Florida. Is, you know, spending a day at one of their water parks. Now that Typhoon Lagoon is open again, because I don't think it was open when I went last time. So, yeah, I'm pumped. I want to go. I need to go back in and take care of my animals here. Daily head pats for all my animals. I wish there was like an auto petting machine. Sorry for the flood of noise here. I have most of my animals named after content creators, Twitch and YouTube personalities. As you can see, that's Aethel up there. This is Natsuki. That's Melody. That's Premier Cow. I forgot I named... I forgot I named one after Premiere 2. That's Mooreen. That's not a... I gotta find a new name for that one. That's Porky. This one's Crispy Bacon. That's Charla. That's Sushi. So I didn't name them all after YouTube, but that's... Let's see, my chickens. That's Chicken Yanners. Chicken Yanners. Chicken Abroad. Iron Chicken. And Chicken Dog VA. I make myself laugh with those. It's probably not funny to anybody but me, but I think it's funny. Let's see here. What can we do today? I don't have a whole lot left to do around the farm. Oh, I gotta do my hops and stuff too. We'll go do the hops, and I think I'll have to refill the kegs. Universal, you know, I thought about doing Universal. I did Universal only once, I think. Once in my life have I done Universal, and honestly, it was okay. I didn't ride a lot of the rides because it was my first time there. I was kind of unfamiliar with everything. I was much more interested in Disney. It just didn't jive with me. But I think now that I'm a little bit older, I might be able to appreciate Universal more. The thing I don't like about Universal is that it's truly in the middle of downtown Orlando. Like, it's right there in the middle of everything. And it's just, like, Disney has a different feel to it because it's so, it's out on its own. So, like, you can go to Disney and you're completely, come on, you're completely encapsulated by it. You don't look around and see, like, the city. Mini golf at Universal, you mean? Because I've done one of the 2 mini golf courses at Disney, which is, they're really good. Winter Summerland, which is near Blizzard Beach. I did that mini golf course. I actually have a golf ball from there too, I think. I haven't tried, I don't know if you're talking about Universal. I haven't tried any of the Universal golf courses. Last time I went to Universal, just to give you an idea of how long it's been, last time I went to Universal, oh, you know what, actually, I've been to Universal twice. I take that back. I've been to Universal Studios twice. And I'll tell you why I remembered that, because I was going to say, the last time I was at Universal was so long ago, Nickelodeon Studios was still there. But then I remembered that the building was still there, but they had started to rebrand it. They had started to paint over it, take the signs down, and all that stuff. And then I realized the first time that I had gone to Universal, like, Nickelodeon Studios was properly still there. They had the sign, the slime geyser, everything was still there. And we actually got to go inside and do, like, they had, like, a little faux game show thing that they did. They had, by then, when I first went in 2005, they had stopped doing the studio tour because Nickelodeon Studios had moved out to Burbank, and they weren't based out of Orlando, Florida anymore. But they still had kind of a mild presence there. But then when I went again in, I want to say it was 2006 that I went, the very next year, the building was nearly unrecognizable. They had painted over everything. They had taken the sign down. So it was kind of sad. Because I grew up as a Nickelodeon kid. Like, I was a child of the 80s, and I grew up in the 90s. And that was it. Like, Nickelodeon was the place to be. And unfortunately, I never got a chance to visit it as a child. You know, for whatever reason, my family didn't really do vacations, so I didn't get a chance to go to Disney as a kid, or Universal as a kid, or Nickelodeon Studios as a kid. So it was kind of a bummer, because I feel like I missed out as a kid being able to do that. I think it would have been a lot of fun to do that. So the first time I ever got to go to Disney and Universal, you know, I was already an adult. And the first time I went to Disney, I was not Disney savvy. So I stayed off property. We stayed at a hotel in Orlando, which was like across the street from the entrance to Universal. I think it was a Days Inn, and I don't think that hotel exists anymore. I think it's been torn down or something. I can't remember. But yeah, it was interesting. MTV still played music videos. Yeah. I know, it's crazy to think back, and like everything used to be so different. But you know, I mean, hey, things grow up, I guess. I just wish I hadn't, you know? Like, I think it would have been fun to go to Disney as a kid. Or even Universal. But again, I just, it wasn't in the cards for me. You know, I feel like I missed out on a little bit. Worms everywhere, but I don't have a hoe to hit them with. Cut some trees down, though. Yeah, my old is showing. Sorry, is that TOS? I don't know. Can I show my old on stream? Or am I going to get banned for it? My old is showing. That pesky old. I can't remember the first time that I did go to Disney, though. Walking into the Magic Kingdom for the first time and just seeing like seeing Main Street and seeing the castle way down at the end. I was just like, whoa, like immediately fell in love with it. I didn't get that same feeling when I walked into Universal for the first time, you know? I walked into Universal for the first time and I don't even remember what I saw when I walked in there. Like, it just wasn't... It wasn't spectacular enough for me to remember. Got carded yesterday. I still get carded occasionally. It depends on whether or not I have a shaved face or not. If I have a shaved face, typically I'll get carded. If I have like scruff or facial hair, then I usually don't get carded. I'll still offer my ID, but I don't care. I mean, I do, but you know, I guess they're supposed to card you if you look less than 40. So I mean, if I don't get carded, then I'm part of me is feeling like, wow, do I really look 40? Shaved face is the way. I don't like it though, because I feel like I look better with a little bit of facial hair. In the UK, it's if you look under 25. Now, the drinking age over there is 18, right? So, is it still 18, or has that been changed? I don't know what the drinking age is in Japan. I never I never researched that. But the thing about Abby's 20... Ooh, oh, look out. Whoa. All right. Steady. Abby's 26. Still get ID'd. Yeah. Just don't look your age. Purchase alcohol. You can be 18. Yeah, that's what I thought. I never researched about Japan, but the thing about Japan that's cool, and maybe the UK is the same way. Abby, you'd have to confirm this for me or not. In Japan, you're allowed to like walk down the street with an open beer and drink in public. I don't know if you can do that in the UK or not. I know you can't do it in the United States. The United States is very strict about that, and you will get arrested, or at least summoned for it. Diabolical's been accused of having a fake ID. To be fair, you've also been accused of shoplifting. Because, you know, the door greeters at Walmart think that they're law enforcement officers. Which I think is mildly hilarious. 15 years younger. Public intoxication laws in the United States are pretty strict. I know in Japan you're allowed to, like, drink in public, which is awesome. And I don't know about the UK. Part of me thinks that you can't. But I'd have to look it up. All right, it's getting late. We got to head back to our farm. Hopefully I get my hoe back soon. I see all of these worms kicking around and I can't get them because Clint's got my hoe. Let's sell some of this crap first. Some beer at the bar. Oh, he likes it, doesn't he? All right. Sleep for the night? Sure. Abby says, my friends are used to me drinking in public these days. I remember once we went for food before going back to get ready for a night out, and in my coat pockets, I had some cans of gin and tonic. So I just cracked them open to walk home. First of all, okay, there's a couple of things we need to address here. First of all, cans of gin and tonic, really? That's awesome, because I love gin and tonic. Why don't we have this here? That's what I want to know. That's a big thing for me. Gin in a tin. That is great. That is absolutely... Or tin gin. That's awesome. That is incredible. Why don't we have it in the US? I am jealous. Second of all, it appears that drinking in public is allowed in the UK, which is pretty cool. Third of all, Abby, why do you just have cans of gin and tonic in your pockets? There's also a video on my Instagram of me and a friend walking down the street with cocktails as our drink order took ages and we needed to go. Gotcha. That's wild. That's wild. So, I'm not sure you'd want to be after a night out with me. I have some stories. I'd love to hear these stories. These are fine. Gin in a can with orange thing. We have it now. Okay. For her to know and you to mind your own damn business. Steady. All right. Okay. That's funny. We can't do that stuff here in the US. Like, we have a bunch of places that, like, it would be really neat to be able to, like, just enjoy a drink out in public, but you can't do that here. My copper hoe is ready. Oh, Caroline sent me a parsnip. So what the United States did, a lot of places in the U.S., at least around where I live anyway, when COVID first started, outdoor dining became the thing. So like all these restaurants in Portland and around the area, they set up outdoor seating areas so that obviously you weren't indoors and you could social distance and all this stuff. Now, all of these seating areas needed to have a visible threshold, like a visible barrier or border between what was considered the restaurant and what was considered the sidewalk. And inside that barrier, where the tables and everything were, you could consume alcohol. So that was the closest we could ever get to consuming alcohol like freely outdoors. But you can't just like take a bottle of beer and walk down the street and be drinking it. That would be public intoxication, and you'd get cited for it. And I believe the fines for it are actually pretty severe, to the tune of like several $100s and possibly jail time, depending on how pissed off the judge is that day. So we don't get to enjoy stuff like that here. Moonfruity84 says you can drink in public in Vegas, I've heard. See, I've heard lots of things about Vegas. There's a lot of rumors about the laws in Las Vegas, like when it comes to prostitution and drinking in public and all of this stuff. I have heard from numerous places that prostitution is legal in Vegas, or at least in Nevada. But then I've heard from other places that it's not. And I've heard the same thing about public drinking, that it's legal and it's not. So short of going on like the state of Nevada's, website and looking up the statutes, I wouldn't trust it. You know what I mean? Let's read some stuff Abby says here. Abby says, most girls have makeup and perfume in their handbags. My fave moment was when Steven went in my handbag because I said I had chocolate bars, and he also found a box of McDonald's chicken nuggets in there. That would be something I would expect out of Diabolical Diabetic. To just, like, pull out a random, like, she would pull out, like, here's, like, a Coke, here, like, Coca-Cola. Here's, like, here's, like, a 20-piece chicken nuggets. Here's, like, a 6-piece gyoza. Here's, like, 3 small ducks. A pack of gum. A pack of, like, Altoids. And, like, 3 different types of guns. Another time we went to an Indian restaurant. Later on at home, Steven just shook his head when I pulled the leftover. Alright, yep. We need to move so I can be friends with Abby. Abby lives in the UK. Whoops, sorry, we're in the... Oh, we pissed off Lewis there. It's just bring chaos. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's... I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think it would be... I'd love to be IRL friends with Abby and other people. I think that would be a lot of fun. So, I have found so many people on Twitch and YouTube that have just really awesome personalities. And, I don't know, I wish I had more friends. I don't get out much because I work so much, but constant chaos. Sometimes it's okay, though. Nearly a year ago, I broke my foot at a friend's wedding. I will say this. It's not a party unless an ambulance shows up, okay? It's not a party unless an ambulance shows up, at least once. So, I applaud you for that. Got back up, went to a nearby nightclub. I mean, you do you, And if you need to keep on moving, shaking and moving, then keep on moving and shake it. Crawled in 5 hours later. Oh, man. I don't know. You definitely seem like a wild one. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I feel like I'm too old for that now. I feel like if I broke my foot, it would stay broken forever. How'd you break your foot? I imagine she probably... You, like, dancing, got it stepped on or something? Well, that's cool. 7 a.m. I was like, okay, I'm in pain. Crawled downstairs, waited for the parents to wake up. He's just staying at their house. Gotcha. I can't say I've ever broken my foot before, but my goodness. Yeah, your bones are like... Your bones are like a Nestle Crunch bar, you know? These are all different fruit wines. I'm going to attempt to age these wines and see how they do. I could look up their pricing online if I wanted to, but it'd be more fun if I just go for it here. Abby says, 7:30, my mom comes downstairs. You got in at 5 a.m. Are you okay? Knock the ice off my foot. So my foot is a bit sore. Can you take me to the hospital? She flipped. I was running and jumped down a step, but didn't land. Ah. Broke your back. 0 out of 10. Yeah, that I could understand. Diabolical diabetic broke 4 or 5 ribs. Fractured 4 or 5 ribs falling down the stairs. What else have you done? I mean, to be fair, you have plenty of disorders that cause you to be more susceptible to injury, but still. What is wrong with my fucking family? I would probably say the same thing. In fact, I do say the same thing all the time. Dislocated your shoulder, yep. During that same falling down the stairs. Then I had to do something for work that was due in a few hours and I forgot. That sounds... Now I'm starting to understand when you say chaos all the time. Now I'm starting to get the picture. It's slowly becoming clear to me that you are a walking mess. But that's okay. We're allowed to you know, we're allowed to be a tornado in our own lives. Phoned your sister who's a paramedic. Sister was like, nah, I bet it isn't broken. She stayed out all night. Oh, no. You know, we've had... Okay, so we've had broken backs here. We've had broken feet, broken ribs, broken shoulders. I, to my knowledge, have never broken a bone in my life. And I'm just going to go out and say that I am very lucky. I don't tend to do things that would potentially put me at risk, although I did used to play hockey a lot. And I did used to cycle a lot, both of which can be fairly dangerous. Whoops. I need to offload some stuff. Phone my sister's fiance. Oh, sorry. It wasn't your sister who was the paramedic. It was sister's fiance. Moon Fruity dislocated jaw, 12 hours. That's awful. Broke my wrist. Oh, your sister's a paramedic too. Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, that was two separate messages. I am getting distracted here. Distractified. Let's see. Oh man, that just sounds awful. Like that sounds actually terrible. How do you people function? You break. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, all my casks are currently in use right now. Can't talk or breathe. Yeah, I've heard breaking your jaw or dislocating your jaw can be very, very painful. You don't realize, I guess, I hate that every time, man. You don't realize how much you use your jaw until you can't use it anymore, and then you're like, well, damn. Again, I've never had that issue before, but yes. Yes, I agree. We should all embrace proper health and wellness and be careful when we go outside, Abby. Not to single anybody out. Bumped into other friends in the nightclub, hadn't seen in ages. Next day, one messaged me and was like, hey, it was good to see you. And I was like, same, though I'm in A&E now. He was like, what? At least you guys have somewhat decent health care over there. It was wild. It sounds like it. I feel like Abby could write a book. To be fair, I probably could write a book as well, but... 10 out of 10. Would you really, though? Would you I don't know. Never thrown up from too much alcohol. Okay. I have, but then again, I've only been properly drunk like a handful of times. The problem with me in drinking, and I don't drink beer as much as I probably should. I drink liquor and cocktails and stuff like that. But the thing with me is that I can't have too much alcohol because it physically hurts. It causes pain in my stomach. And I don't know if that's due to an ulcer or whatever. It's always been like that. And not just with alcohol, but with like fruit juice as well. Anything that's a little bit acidic, I will get just miserable pain. So I am only usually good for 1 or 2 drinks, and then that's it for me. I can't do anymore physically. It's just too painful. But occasionally, if I drink the right stuff, it will get me intoxicated enough in that I will start just vomiting everywhere. But that's only happened to me like once or twice. I'm not a terribly big drinker anyway. I probably do have an ulcer, but the state of the healthcare in the United States is such that I can't really afford to like just go get things checked out. I have to wait until something's really bothering me. And my biggest problem now is that I don't have a doctor. I don't have a primary doctor. The doctor that I had been seeing for a long time, he basically retired. And I've seen other doctors since then, but I don't feel comfortable with them. So I'm on this quest to like find a doctor that I like kind of feel a connection with, feel comfortable with. And I haven't found one yet. Fallen down the stairs because of sake. Yes, you definitely have. Abby's thrown up from overeating. I've thrown up from eating too much. Although I feel like that was more bad food than anything. Pegao, come on, man. Why you gotta block my way? I don't know my food limit. Yeah, I tend to overeat too. I tend to eat too fast, especially when I go out for like sushi. I will absolutely gorge myself on Japanese food. Sushi, sashimi, gyoza, all sorts of other stuff. Especially when I go to places like Kura, where it's just going by you constantly. So I will eat too fast, and then I will just be miserable after. And I'll be in pain, and I'll feel like I'm gonna throw up, but I don't, thankfully. Sometimes I do, but that's really rare. So yeah, it's I don't know. I think my problem is not that I overeat. I just eat too fast. I eat too quickly. I could get better at that, I suppose, but sushi is just so damn good, you know? They'll just put you on medication. Yeah. Those chicken wings. This is like the 4th time I've done that now. All right, we're going to buy some hay. We're just going to go crazy on hay here. I think my silos can hold like 700 something, so I'm just gonna go with like 800. Just gonna lower this for now while we're doing that. There's a couple of things I need to fix that I forgot to fix. $800. All right. Sorry, I'm just fixing some of my sound settings here that I forgot to do when we started. I always have to reset the sound settings for Jquake so that if there is an alert, I can actually hear it. That's better. All right. Need to get up to get dinner. Yeah, you probably should, shouldn't you? Thanks, Marnie. All right, so we're going to go back, deposit our hay into our silos. That should get us through winter. That will definitely get us through winter. $598 pieces of hay. Perfect. We'll store the rest. What am I looking for here? Looking for this. Perfect. Hijack the Subi. I don't know. All right. Why don't we explore the mines a little bit, huh? Oh, actually, I probably shouldn't do that without proper equipment. I need food. We'll take bread. We'll take burgers. I guess that'll be fine for now. I really should make some foods that are better suited for me. I haven't really focused on that too much. No horse. No, I don't have a horse. Maybe you can explain to me what the benefit is of having a horse, because I don't see the benefit personally. The horse is bomb. Okay. Can you explain why? I understand that it allows you to travel faster, but are there any other uses? Because I don't know how I feel about it, you know? Let's head on into the mines, the Skull Cavern. It's fast. The best I've been able to do here is level 25 in the Skull Caverns. It's fun. Okay. Why do you drive a car instead of walk? Easier to listen to my music, better sound system. Faster. It looks cool. I mean, I look cool driving my car. Fight me, bitch. Horses look cool. Okay. Come on over here, you two. bomb will dig all the dirt up. I did not know that. Although I did realize that a mega bomb does occasionally upturn the dirt. I've been trying to hold on to my bombs and only use them for mummies now. Because I learned that that's the only way you can kill them. But when you have a situation like this, and you have a shitload of rocks that you need to clear to find the ladder, I've found that it is nice to have a bomb that you can just toss out here. I haven't found a way to kill those insects, though, unfortunately. I have so much gold ore, it's crazy. Go big or go home, yeah. Yeah, I probably should just start making more bombs. I should probably eat something, huh? Oh, I want to get down to that coal. Yes, all that coal. I am so short on coal. All right. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. I am gonna die. Bombs don't kill these guys, though? Yeah, I know. I find that kind of annoying. I found the best way to kill these is to just trap them up against a wall and just start going absolutely ham on them. That's really the best way to do it. And these large blobs move so slow that it makes it fairly easy. What the hell? Look at that. Uh-huh. Bread is fairly easy for me to make, so I'm gonna focus on that. Abby, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming in and chatting with us. Abby, it's probably close to midnight for her. Being in the UK, I believe they're +5. $11:30, yeah. Yep. Thanks for hanging. I appreciate it. Hope to see one of your streams soon. Oh, we have a shaft here. Yeah, it sure does. I have to work tomorrow myself, and Mondays are not my favorite work day because I have a different job on Mondays, which kind of stinks. I work in a different area on Mondays. So I'm not a fan of Mondays. But thanks again, Abby, for being here. Have a good sleep. And we'll catch up soon. Alright, let's blow some shit up. Oh, it's getting late. I wasn't paying attention to the clock. It is time to go. I'll grab some stuff on the way out. I imagine I'll probably stream for a little bit longer. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go, honestly. I try to go 3 hours, but usually I can only make it to 2. And it is getting somewhat late in the later in the evening here, so I want to make sure that I have some time to spend with the kiddo before I go to bed, before he goes to bed. So we'll probably go for another 15 minutes or so. Plus I have dinner coming. But we got a little bit of stuff done here on Stardew tonight. That being said, I forgot to check my ad manager. Ad manager, the ad's going to run again in another 15 minutes. So we'll be off before then, I suspect. All right, down here we go. That. I have quite the collection. Quite the collection, I must say. Take the bones out of here because they're going to go here. I forgot that I had that set up for that. Yeah, Fiona wasn't nice to Nova Scotia, that's for sure. And now Florida has to watch for Ian coming soon. Coming soon to a Florida near you. Oh, I passed out. Look at that. At least I was in the house. Yeah, Fiona was not good to Nova Scotia. She missed us by just a little bit, and I'm happy she did. But Ian is something that will have to be monitored. That is headed right for basically where the Panhandle meets the peninsula of Florida sometime Friday morning, unless that track changes, which it very likely will change between now and then. But forecast to become a hurricane early Monday morning, and then forecast to become a major hurricane as it traverses the western coast of Cuba sometime Tuesday morning. After that, you know, all bets are off basically as to where this thing's going to go. Hopefully, it stays away from Central Florida, but you never know. I mean, it could be a major disaster for them. These things are hard to tell this far out. So we'll see what happens. I got to check up on my messages here real quick. All right. I completely forgot about my cigar, and I haven't been really drinking my beer at all. All right. Let's see. I am going to grab, before I go too far, I want to grab a pumpkin. and bring it to Abigail. Because Abigail loves pumpkins. Problem is, I gotta find her. Oh, something's today. Damn it! Today is a special day too. Some kind of a festival. I always forget. Festival of Ice. So I guess that means that I can't see Abigail right now. Oh, it's just begun. Perfect. How convenient. Do some foraging. And then we're gonna go see... We'll go see Abby. Abigail. Sorry, I keep... I keep calling her Abby. Oh, there's Leah. Wife! Hello? Snow goon. That's funny. All right. Fishing derby. Oh, actually, there's some stuff over here we can buy. Let's see. Rare crow. Do I have this? Do I have this one? I don't know if I do or not. I think I do, but just in case, I'll buy it. All right, let's do the little fishing derby here. Beat Willie. I'm gonna try to. All right, let's go. My phone is ringing right now and I can't answer it because I'm... Whoops. See, I wasn't paying attention. Well, it looks like I'll walk away with 4 fish. Yeah. I don't think that's going to be enough. Yeah. Bummer. Bummer, dude. All right. I need to take a quick break and address some things here. I will be right back. Don't go away. Quick ad break coming your way. All right, we are back. Sorry about that. I'm dealing with some stuff. The kiddo wants to go home tonight instead of staying. All right, we did not win the fishing tournament. That's all right. All right. I am going to hit the bed. And then I think that'll be it for stream tonight. So we will wrap things up here. It has been a blast. It has been fun, but we must call it a night. And I don't usually stream on Sundays, but I figured I had some time, so we'd do it tonight. I want to thank everybody that hung out with us tonight, chatted in chat, offered advice, and just had fun talking and keeping the chat going. It's been fun, and I love that sort of thing. That's what I'm really pushing for here on Twitch, to try to keep the channel active and growing and have a nice place for people to like come hang out. I am going to recommend that everybody head over to Iron Mouse's channel and watch her. I believe she's playing some games tonight, so I'm sure that will be a lot of fun. We are going to wrap things up now, and I want to thank everyone again for watching. Thank you very much. We will be back hopefully sometime next week. I don't know exactly when, but we'll see you then. Bye-bye.